accepting my invitation. I'm so happy to host you today. And the topic is new to me. And quickly, for my audience, I want you to introduce yourself, your topic as an audiologist, what you do, where are you joining from? Tell us
Yeah.
all about that.
Well, my name is Martin Sørnes, and I'm Norwegian, and I live in Norway. And as an audiologist, in the clinical day, you are working with clients on hearing care. So
Okay.
it's hearing testing and adjustments of hearing aids and such. But I am kind of no, I'm not working as a clinical audiologist. I am an entrepreneur trying to start the Hero Medical, which is dedicated to develop a new way to test hearing. We still test hearing about the same way today as in the birth of audiology in the years after World War II. There was this kind of reformation in audiology for 50 years ago, but basically it's the same way as from the start, with minimal changes. We we really need to evolve audiology so that it becomes more relevant and we can answer the client's questions, and hearing actually concerns us all.
Hmm.
There are 1.5 billion people in the world with
Hmm.
some kind of hearing loss, and we will all belong to that group if we grow old enough.
Yeah.
So
Great.
so if you grow old enough, you will at some point have a disabling hearing loss.
See that because I have my father-in-law having a hearing loss. No, I see this, it's there, like it's not like immediately in my house, but I know this problem exists, and we have a lot of people around that. So good topic to discuss today. And I'm
Yeah,
very happy that you are innovating and evolving this research around uh, hearing.
I can give you a quick advice on
Okay.
how to talk to hearing, because we all know somebody with a hearing loss,
Yes.
uh, and and uh, and a very usual misconception is that we have to raise our voice to talk
Mm.
to someone who doesn't hear. So we are kind of shouting. But
Yes.
that is not the right way. The way to talk to a hearing impaired is slowly and clearly. And
Oh.
this is due to an effect of a sensorineural hearing loss. When your hearing threshold decreases, the uncomfortable level goes the
Mm.
opposite way. So the area in which you can hear uh, uh, very comfortable becomes smaller, you know.
Mm.
And this is why it's so important that we have hearing aids that can compress the sounds,
Mm.
and to fit the area, your comfortable area,
Yeah. Great. So great advice, Martin. So I want to ask you, having said that you are an entrepreneur and you're doing working around making these practices modern and creating a revolution in this area. So how do you think technology like AI can play a role in advancing these practices around audiology?
Well, it's already happening, and if you're gonna run a marathon, what's important?
I think my training, my practice.
Yeah, yeah, and the same goes for the ears also. You have to train to perform optimally,
Mm-hmm.
and today there are a lot of apps
Mm-hmm.
using AI that can help you with auditory training, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can increase your intelligibility, speech intelligibility in noisy conditions. And maybe you have problems hearing a special person, for example, your wife or your husband, and today you can actually uh, uh, yeah, you can transfer their voice over to this AI app,
Mm-hmm.
and actually train the AI app to use their voice, and thereby it will be way easier to hear your better half, you
Wow.
know. So, and this you can do with everything. If there is one particular person in your workplace, for example, you are struggling to hear, you can ask him for a voice sample, him or her, and actually start training with these apps. There's at least one Lace AI Pro where you can do this, and I think this can give you a major improvement in speech intelligibility in noisy conditions.
Wow. So this is interesting. Like, you made it very, easier for people who like having a specific problem, like, not to hear a person, then these tools can help. So do you recommend any tools like, for the
Yeah,
people?
yeah. I think those tools are great. And what I am working on is developing a new test tool for audiometry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Today's audiometry, or the way we test hearing today,
Hmm.
is actually based on measurements in silence, and that is a shame,
Mm-hmm.
because you can ask any hearing impaired person. It's in the noise the problems occur. So it's so important
Wow.
to bring the noise into the equation, and luckily
Mm-hmm.
speech in noise testing is increasing worldwide, and that is a very good thing. But we have yet to surpass 50%, and the setups for speech in noise testing are quite space consuming and impractical. And Hero Medical, my company, uh, hopefully can bring a device to market that simplifies uh, the method of these tests. So that's kind of what I'm working on, looking for investors and also team members. Yeah. everything.
Great, great. So thank you for sharing this so that I feel like no this conversation can lead you to these solutions of finding the right people to build the systems that you are looking for and you're working around. So so if anybody is listening to this conversation, do reach out to Martin, and and if you share that vision, we can work together, right? So moving on, Martin, I want to know, like, when it comes to patient care, how audiologists can better or tailor-made their solutions for meeting individual needs.
Audiology as a field is ready to make the transition from conventional clinics and hospitals and
Mhm.
into the client's own home. And that I see the future of audiology will happen in the home of the end user, because
Okay.
this is happening every one of the six giant hearing aid producers have developed their own telemedicine care apps, so that I can
Mhm.
sit here in Norway and adjust your hearing aid in India, for example. So, and this is possible through technology today.
Mhm. Great. So that's good.
So
It's become
yeah, there's a little problem with your internet connection. You're breaking up a little bit.
all right. You were saying something and you stopped. So I just wanted to know if you knew what the last question.
Yeah. Remind me, please. I kind of lost the thread
Okay. We
here.
were talking about patient care and how, as you
Yeah,
said,
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. I'm
you
uh, I'm I'm on again. Uh, I'm a strong believer that we have to work with clients instead of for clients. And this uh, if you talk to the client, and that's kind of why I love the audiologist work also, because you get to meet so many different people. Nobody's the same, and you got the time to sit there, talk to them, get to know them a little, because you have to, if you're gonna help them the best possible way. You have to get to know the person and what struggles this person will meet in the day-to-day life to make the hearing aid adjustment best possible, so I think it's very important to work on with the clients instead of for clients, and I uh, also believe that we need to make audiology relevant and understandable. And I think speech in noise is a very understandable test for that clients can understand the value of,
Mhm.
to and if with my equipment eventually you can recreate uh, noise environments that the client find problematic, and you can make adjustments to the hearing aids in this situation. And instead of the current way we used to do it, where you give it your best shot and you tell the client, come back in 3 weeks if it's not satisfactory. So to be able to
Hmm.
actually try it out clinically is a huge progress as I see it.
Great. So, Martin, as you are working on your project, creating solutions, what do you think is the future see that world is, moving towards, and how are the future?
Well, I believe that the future of audiology will happen in the client's own home, as I were referring to earlier. And I think a very important aspect of that is learning platforms, because to have learning platforms with very easy user interface that can solve the problems you have with a very easy search engine is a lot of hearing aids actually, despite their sometimes extremely high price,
Yes.
they often they tend to end up in the drawer, and this is due to very small gaps of knowledge, and this knowledge we can make available through videos
Hmm.
on this. So I kind of visualize kind of the Netflix of hearing aids, so that you have all information, all quality information on hearing at one place, and
Hmm.
it's totally up to every individual how deep you want to go into the hearing. For the nerds, you can really dig in and get how does the ear work, everything, in short and very understandable videos. Because I think if clients get to know how everything works, it's easier for them to understand it, and easier for them to there are scientific articles that has shown that clients only get about uh, 25% of the information given in the first consultation. And
Hmm.
this research was done when the clients came out the door from the audiologist, and then they already had lost 75% of the information. And this is not very strange, because first of all, people with a hearing loss, some tend to be old.
Hmm.
um, they get a lot of information at a very short time,
Hmm.
and it's very easy to forget.
Yes.
So a better way would be for them to kind of uh, get reminded when they come home in this very very easy user face learning platform, you know,
Hmm.
uh, that covers everything on use and maintenance,
Mm,
etc. You know.
great. Which is a very good point you making it available. And I thoroughly agree. Like um, any conversation, like you can't retain 100%. Like there is a there's a certain section that it goes off. Like we have to go back and listen to it again and again to really get to that 100%. So this is, I think in between the patient, care, we need to fix this gap, bringing in learning and development
Yeah, yeah,
to help
yeah.
them.
These training apps, is very to perform training in a noise. I think it's very important. There are articles showing you can have a 6 decibel increase, which is quite a lot in noise. That's really going from not understanding a word to actually getting what people are talking about. And
Mm,
this is work that clients can do themselves at home.
mm,
And they can actually get it in the voice of their loved ones, or their very hard to hear colleague in work.
mm.
So it's yeah.
Yes. So I understand what you have been talking about when it comes to, the information and how they have been perceived when it comes to a hearing loss and with the noise around and the equipment and to support them with these services. So having discussed all of this, I want to know like what other disparities is you would like to share when it comes to access to hearing
you know yeah you
in.
I'm from Norway, so I belong to the lucky ones. In Norway, if you have a hearing loss, you will get a hearing aid from the government, actually.
Okay.
In the US, you usually have to pay around somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000 for a set of hearing aids. And it's very very the US market is very interesting in that concern, I think, because uh, the total addressable market for hearing aids in the US are somewhere between $4 and $5 billion,
Hmm.
and only 10% of the people with a disabling hearing loss get help.
Hmm.
So that leaves 90% of the population untreated, which is, in my opinion, a shame. And but it's not very surprising when you know that 60% of Americans never have been able to build a financial buffer over $1,000. And that makes me think of the T Ford of hearing aids, affordable hearing aids, where you don't have to push the clients to go to an audiologist. Even you can build in a automated hearing test in the hearing aids, so that they can self-test, or with the load ones preferably, because if you give the sound and the response, both if you give both yourself, you tend to hear way better than you really do.
Yeah.
So it's better to do it with a loved one, or a friend, or something. But I think that I think it should be doable to make hearing aids available for around $500.
Mm.
And that would make a huge social impact and bring all these people back into society again.
Yeah.
And you have this app on your telephone that gives you some questions, and you kind of fine tune
Yeah.
the hearing aids. But still people will go to the 10% of Americans that
Mm.
goes to an audiologist will still be going to an audiologist because they want the best care
Mm.
possible. But
Yeah.
I am thinking this would be very good for the ones that don't have option today. And I think that is a shame,
Mm.
because I think if your hearing is bad, you should get it mended, even though you are not rich. I
Yeah.
think it should be we should have a low cost solution for this. And I'm hope that this will happen in the future.
Sure, sure. So this was a very, enlightening conversation for me. Like, this is a gap, and you are not able, you're not heard, you're left out, right? So uh, this is a gap, as we can work on, and we can have them included, in with us, as with the suggestions that you have given around, working with the patients rather than working for them, and all of that. So as we close this conversation, Martin, I hope this message reaches to many people, and your vision and mission around making it possible for people to be included, who have a hearing loss. What you have to say, if someone is watching this live or on a replay, as a final message, how you want somebody, if you're looking at people to connect with you, to help you, find impacting, billion people, you can share it. And
Yeah,
the people who want to hear this.
yeah. I would encourage people that may be universities that want to help me build the prototype of this.
Mhm.
Because I do have a lot of proof of concept on my on the speech and noise part of the project. But I am kind of challenging the listening distance with my device. So but I'm really sure that we can get accurate and relevant um, hearing measurements, even with a shorter listening distance in noise. That's kind of what I'm working on. So if anyone finds this interesting, please do not hesitate to contact me, and I'm always open for new connections, new collaborations, uh, everything. Yeah. So please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are looking at, this conversation reaches people who are building solutions, around people who have loss, people like Martin, who are there to support, create, equipment systems that are in place for them to do better, making it affordable. This is what I hear, and available so that that 1.5 billion people, and that number is growing day by day, so we can have them included. They don't feel they left out,
Yeah.
right?
I,
So thank you.
I want to kind of end the conversation with this quote from the late Professor Oren Harari from the University of San Francisco. He once said, "The electric light did not come from the continuous improvement of candles. Sometimes we have to reassess the problems, to get a better solution." So, and I think that's where we're at audiology. And I would love to connect with the like-minded people that share my vision. Thank you, Ranjini, for making this happen. I think it was a very interesting conversation, and I hope that I was understandable. I'm uh,
Yeah.
I'm kind of rambling on, but I hope that it was something people could relate to, because that's important for me. And I think that is what I want.
Yeah.
That's the outcome I want. Somebody to understand this views of hearing loss. This yeah, to see my vision, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely heard 100%, and we could understand and make sense out of it. And like no, we are people like kind of able to hear well, but we could include those who have been challenged by the loss, and we are here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the
You know,
message
eh,
I will
he-
leave.
but yeah, hearing loss concerns us all.
Yeah.
Everybody will have a hearing loss if we grow old enough. So
Yes.
if you reach 90 years old, you probably will have a hearing loss.
Yes.
And then it's very important to start with a hearing aid before you reach 90 years old, because when you're 90 years old, learning new things ain't that
Yeah.
easy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
True. So thank you much. I look forward to have bring to this world when it comes to hearing, so that they can have way, so them be left today. Did that future to here to share ideas and create those prototypes that can help bring in having a day ahead. I'll see you soon.
It was
Did you
very
hear me?
hard for me to hear what you were saying now. But I didn't hear anything at all. But it's okay. I think we have to make the best of it. And
So thank you, Martin. I'm glad. My apologies for
yeah, thank you everybody, and goodbye.